Coming up on Hi Now, find out what makes the Surfboard Factory so special. We'll take you on a behind-the-scenes tour. Then,
we're talking with Auntie Hano. We're talking about how all the lei makers were affected during the pandemic, but hey, she still get plenty of aloha.
Then,
Locations Hawaii has their newest listing in East Oahu. We will check out this amazing property with spectacular views. This and more right now on Hi Now. Welcome back to Hi Now. We're in the Hi Now kitchen because we're celebrating National Mai Tai Day. So we got Jen Len here. She's going to help us out with some cocktails.
Some cocktails. It is the cocktail.
Okay.
It is a classic Mai Tai, and I'm sure you've probably had one in your life, or you've had some version of it, especially here in Hawaii.
That we can remember, right?
that's right.
Yes, I hope you do. But today it's really exciting because I know that you just paid a visit to Kohana, so we're actually going supporting local today with our Kohana rum. It's an agricole style. And the classic recipe from 1944, Trader Vic, you know, he invented the Mai Tai. He used to keep all these secrets of his rum blends and his syrups and his juices, and nobody ever knew these recipes, right? So when it was broken down, we kind of figured out like, oh, it was a very aged rum, probably a 17-year-old rum from Jamaica that was included in the mix, but also an agricole style rum, which is exactly what they do here at Kohana in Hawaii, which is brilliant.
It's so fantastic. If you haven't been out there, you need to. Kohana Distillers is fantastic, and they do a bunch of different rums. I was doing a little rum research. Getting ready for National Mai Tai Day, which is August 30th, by the way, August 30th. As if we needed another reason, right? To like get going on a Mai Tai. But Mai Tai, Tahitian word, right? And translates to
the best.
Yes. The best out of this world or something like that.
I mean, who wouldn't want to say that when they're like toasting with the best drink ever?
I think it's like that Mai Tai, which is kind of like Mai Ka'in good, out of this world. So it kind of goes along that Polynesian vibe. I like it.
I love it, and we're talking about it, but now I'm ready to see this drink. Let's get to it.
Okay.
What we got?
Well, I may put you to work a little bit, but anyways, we'll go over the ingredients. So we have fresh lime juice.
Fresh lime juice.
Always fresh and never in a weird green bottle.
So
from the
little
store.
extra elbow grease helps,
yes,
right? When
absolutely.
You can.
And you know, there's like those little hand presses that make like
very
really
easy.
easy.
All right.
So
we love the fresh aspect.
exactly,
So
and you can taste the difference, right? We are also using a curacao, which is a orange liqueur.
Okay.
And there's also a little bit of sugar in there that I added to kind of make a little shortcut. And a secret ingredient, it's orgeat or orge. It is a French almond syrup.
Wow.
So this is my homemade one, our house recipe that we do at MW. And there's all kinds of goodness in there. There's brandy, there's rum, there's a lot of different elements.
Oh, it's a secret, right?
Yeah. Well, I like to see you execute it, though. But it's really the secret. And then we're also using a 12-year Jamaican rum. It has a little funkiness to it.
Okay.
That's what Jamaican rum is kind of known for. They call it hogo in Jamaica. And it's just kind of this like weird quality, but like enlightening and just exciting. So,
all right, we're about to get weird here. All right.
All right, and then we have the Kohana Koho. We went for the aged one because we want to replicate the classic Mai Tai as much as possible.
Okay.
So, I'm going to need you to put just a little bit of ice in each shaker.
Just a little bit. That
just
good?
a little bit. That's good. Yep.
Okay.
I know you look like you've done this before.
Maybe once or twice, but now the pressure's on. Doing it in front of Jen.
I know.
Now
do it perfectly.
How's that? That good?
That's perfect.
Okay, awesome.
All right, and everyone is going to shake.
Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. That
You don't have to be shy. Just go for it.
Okay. Just
go for it. Yeah, I filled that thing up real nice.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay.
So, crack it open.
Am I upside down?
Oh.
Yep, you're good.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Bartenders.
All right, there's your cup.
Okay.
There's yours, and you can just pour it right in.
Thank you so much. Here we go. National Mai Tai Day.
Yes.
That smells strong.
You can smell the funkiness, right?
Yum. Okay, and then we're gonna
give you a
share
little
with the
bit.
lime.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of fun stuff here.
Ah, that tastes real smooth. I'm sorry, I went before you guys.
No, it's okay. Check that out. I love it.
I'm so excited.
Now, gang, don't forget, we're gonna have this whole recipe up on HiNowDaily.com. But you know what goes great with Mai Tais is the beach.
The beach, yep. And you know what? We're gonna take you right into Waikiki, where I went over and talked to Faith Surf School. They're gonna let you know how they bounced back through that pandemic. It's been a trying time here for a lot of local businesses in Hawaii, so we came down to the heart of Waikiki to talk story with Faith Surfing School to see how they're bouncing back.
We offer canoe ride surfing, we teach surfing. This is something I've been doing all my life. And during the pandemic, it was zero income. And it was like almost surreal, like, is this gonna ever get better? Having faith, yes, it's gonna get better. Just be patient and trust in God. And the acronym for faith is family, aloha, integrity, truth, and honor. When things not just are going good, but when family need help, someone is sick, for example, or my company is struggling, I gotta have a little faith. We're only as good as one day and taking care of it. And that's a reminder that I share with the boys. We're only as good as what we took care of today, and tomorrow we start again. And go easy, you know, don't stress out. But it's going to happen, you know. But try to just take a breath, stay calm, and go with it. The important is carrying the legacy, the Waikiki Beach Boys, from my heart and what I see, what Uncle Duke left behind, is super important. It's really running it with aloha and being a professional about it, and having the kids, the ones that are up and coming, teach them. I need to stewardship. I need to be an example to teach the next generation. This is how you do it. We got to stewardship this beach where Uncle Duke stewardship and taking responsibility. And that's always been from when I was a little boy. Uncle Duke was a big influence on what I used to here. But I always remember the aloha spirit, the aloha spirit. This is what this man exemplifies. His dream was to see surfing in the Olympics. So what he left behind and started here with modern day surfing, with our company and having the opportunity to be on this beach, I just want to stewardship exactly what he has, you know. There's business is going super good, and I'm grateful that we have that kind of business now. I just really want to leave a legacy here on this beach, that the little sliver for the local community, all the brothers that surf here or teach here, can do the same, what Uncle Duke did.
High surf warning for Hawaii, Oahu.
We're here at the Surfboard Factory out in Kapolei, where they have the largest inventory of surfboards ever.
And you look at this now, it's just, I mean, there's nothing like it. I would say there's really nothing like it in the world.
Although the Surfboard Factory is known for their large selection of boards, the real heart of the company comes from its loyal staff, friends, and local customers who have supported the shop throughout the years.
The value really that I feel we get in this industry is the relationships that we build here locally, but actually the connections we get around the world.
I've been getting surfboards out of this factory since I was 8 years old, same as my dad before me. This has so much history and boards coming through here. The most legendary shapers back in the day all came through here, and yeah, to be a part of this family and still getting boards out of here, it's been awesome.
I kawama mua kawama hope, it means the future is found in the past. Everything as we move forward in surfboard design, really everything is rooted in the past discoveries that took place. I've been working in this factory almost 20 years. The factory, first of all, it facilitates me to just concentrate on making surfboards. I don't have to go out and sell them. I don't have to do the paperwork. I can just come in here and do what I do, which is making surfboards. I think for a shaper, that's kind of the ultimate dream, is to not have to get caught up in everything else. And if I can't imagine how that board surfs, then either it's not a style of board I make, or there's something wrong with it.
I've been here 24 years. Being in a factory in this professional environment, you can't beat that. We have a huge surf shop in front with a big following, and I'm just blessed to be here. It's awesome. I love it. The customers coming in one-on-one. I actually work on Saturdays out front, and I love doing it because I get to, talk story with the customers, help them get what they need, help them with their surfing abilities. It's the best. I love it.
My dream when I came to Hawaii was to paint surfboards. Like part of this family for over 30 years, even though I moved away, came back, every time I came back, I would come back on a trip and I would be painting boards here. It's a dream job.
Having an outlet like this for the community in Hawaii is so key. There's no place in the whole island chain or even in California or the world, you have everything here you need. Having the Surfboard Factory partnered with the Duke Ocean Fest is amazing. It really brings the community together. Both really important parts of the surf industry, and not just the surf, just like all ocean sports.
Brought to you by Surfboard Factory, Hawaii.
Coming up, we sampled chocolate from original Hawaiian chocolate made on the slopes of Hualalai in Kona. Find out what makes this chocolate so special after the break. Aloha Gang, and welcome back to High Now Weekender. Rachel and I are back in the kitchen, and today's seal of quality would make Willy Wonka very happy. We're talking chocolate.
I love chocolate, so I'm really excited about this one. I know we got a few varieties.
That's right.
So I'm ready to dive in.
I know, I can't wait. Now, Original Hawaiian Chocolates Plantation opened in 2000. It's located high up on the slopes of Hualalai in Kona. They're the first to grow, hand-pick, sun-dry, and process only 100% Hawaiian-grown cacao beans. And from tree to bar is quite the process. It starts from a tiny cacao blossom, which develops into a small pod. After about 5 months, the pods are harvested by hand and they're cut open to extract the raw cacao beans. It's tasty stuff.
And it's a long process. It doesn't stop there. The raw cacao beans are then fermented for about a week, about 6 to 8 days in sweat boxes, which heat up to 122 degrees, and then placed on drying racks in the sun for about 25 days. The sun-dried beans are then roasted, the shell is removed, and the beans are broken into nibs. We all love those nibs. Those are the ones that's not as sweet, a little more healthy, really good. So then they go ahead and put it in that conch with the other ingredients. They mix it up about 18 hours to produce the original Hawaiian chocolate's velvety, smooth texture.
Yum.
Yeah, so good. Each piece of chocolate is hand poured into the molds and packaged. Original Hawaiian chocolate is Hawaii's first homegrown chocolate.
Yeah, gotta love that. So what we're saying is a lot of hands, a lot of work goes into making this chocolate, and we got some here for the High Now tasting. So what do we got?
So I love dark chocolate, so I'm gonna start with the one
we
over
got
there.
Dark chocolate. And can we get do you see how nice these, it's packaged so nicely, the little flower,
Yeah,
got some
so
nice nice design on there.
Perfect for
I don't want to
gifts.
screw these up. I think that's dark.
Yep.
Okay,
perfect
and then
for
this one is a Creola?
Criollo.
Not Creola, not like the crap. So
this one's really good. This is the dark. It's smooth, and I know dark chocolate.
this one's strong for the ones who like that really strong chocolate taste.
That one is their like extra fancy dark chocolate. This is their traditional chocolate, and then of course you've got the milk chocolate.
Chocolate. I could go on chocolate for days, but guys, the important thing about this chocolate is that you guys have to make sure you look out the Hawaii seal of quality. This is from the Department of Agriculture. It lets you know these are premium products, Hawaii made, Hawaii grown. You're getting authentic stuff. And again, this Hawaiian chocolate is Hawaii's first homegrown chocolate. So
yep, and what I love about this Hawaii seal of quality, it is really pushing that sustainability for our food. So this is so great here in Hawaii.
Oh, I love it. And then look at these. These are the cacao beans, right? So this is kind of that process that they go to extract. Are you going in?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I know it looks a little hard, but
I love it. Go.
I guess
Easy?
we could extract it ourselves with our teeth. I don't know. But it's good.
I love it. Okay, now don't forget, gang, Original Hawaiian Chocolate, you guys can find them on their website. It's ohcf.us, a little bit different. On social media, they're at Original Hawaiian Chocolate. Go out, make sure you support them. Hawaii's first homemade chocolate. I love it.
That's right. You can also catch us at highnowdaily.com.
That's right. It's time for another edition of Checkout and Takeout, and this weekend we're featuring businesses and restaurants that are available at Market City Shopping Center.
That's right, but you can always head to the Checkout and Takeout section on HawaiiNewsNow.com. That will tell you what businesses, what restaurants are open in your community.
It's good info.
First up, Anytime Cafe is known for its extensive international menu of mouth-watering comfort foods for lunch and dinner.
Yum.
There's something for everyone in the family, including local favorites such as Loco Moco and oxtail soup, classic burgers and sandwiches, as well as Italian selections with an Asian twist. It's one of the few places on Oahu serving Hong Kong-style Chinese cuisine, such as Hainan chicken rice. There's a wide selection of Italian specialties, including risottos, pastas, and build-your-own pizzas. Be sure to save room for dessert, including shave ice and tiramisu, along with their Hong Kong-style coffee or Thai iced tea. Open for dine-in, takeout, or delivery Wednesday through Monday.
That sounds good. Now, next up, you've got Sumo Ramen and Curry, and this will take you back to those authentic mom-and-pop ramen shops with flavors that do not disappoint. You've got generous portions that are easy on the wallet, and it satisfies even the big appetites like mine. Be sure to try their curry combos, which include delicious ramen, fresh homemade gyoza, along with their ramen combos, which also include rice and their homemade gyoza, the best of both worlds. They're open 7 days a week for takeout only, so call them at 808-737-1868 and order today. It is Grinds.
Lastly, Adore Hair and Nails is a beautiful new salon that recently opened at Market City Shopping Center, offering hair and nail services at affordable prices. Enjoy the services of their award-winning styles and experienced nail techs in a clean, relaxed environment. Nail care services include manicures, pedicures, and acrylic nails. Plus, hair services include haircuts, style cuts, and beard trims for men, and haircuts, color highlights, and root touch-ups for women. Additional services such as scalp massage, as well as facial and body waxing are also offered if you need to pamper yourself. Call today for an appointment and get a new look you'll adore. 808-735-1269. Check out the Market City website for specials.
There you go. You got a little of everything. You can find more information on these businesses at Market City Shopping Center and at the Checkout and Takeout section on HawaiiNewsNow.com.
Today we are going to turn up the heat and find out exactly how your skin ages in the heat of summer with skincare guru Uli Hashlaker, whose Climate Smart patented skincare brand won one of Time Magazine's Best Inventions of the Year. What can you tell us about uneven skin tone and how that affects us?
Hyperpigmentation doesn't come just from sunlight. It also is created by heat itself. Look at this. On this hand, I use a regular moisturizer and see all the brown spots, uneven skin tone. Really hasn't done much for me. It looks like the 3 times grandma I really am. But now, Rachel, look at this hand where I use Climate Smart Skincare, and you can see all the brown spots are gone, all the decolorization has cleared up, looks more like my daughter. Think about this band, Rachel, as being your skin, and then the hole in the middle is one of your pores. And when you add high humidity to heat, this is what happens to your pores. They literally stretch out. Not only do they get clogged up and all the inflammation and breakouts, but also you're not going to have useful looking skin because now the natural light cannot any longer reflect on your complexion. And so this useful glow we all want to have is gone. In a humid climate, the sweat cannot evaporate. And because the body keeps on sweating, it actually creates hidden dehydration in your skin. And that's when you get dry skin, and that's when you get all kinds of signs of aging. For useful summer skin, this is our Summer Essential Trio. And here's the best news of it, Rachel. It's gonna solve all the problems that I just talked about. Here's what you get. You get our iconic tropical day cream. And because you're getting in the hottest season, I'm doubling it up. You get one as a gift from me. Step number 1, our hydrating balancer. Step number 2 is our serum. It makes your smart skin even smarter, climate smart. All of it specifically formulated for hot and humid conditions in Hawaii. And then you lock it in with our iconic tropical day cream.
Huli, on your website, you talk about no sustainability without transparency. What do you mean by that?
Sustainability needs to be backed up with real information, and we share literally everything on our website, Rachel. But we also just added our QR code on this, and every packaging has it inside, and you can find out what are the materials in the packaging and how to best dispose or recycle them. Go to pourmoreskincare.com/Hawaii. Everything comes from eco-responsible sourcing and manufacturing.
Brought to you by Pour Moi Climate Smart Skincare.
Coming up on High Now, Bella Pietra Design is helping you add an artistic twist to your home renovations after the break. Aloha, you guys. We're here on Kamehame Ridge in the beautiful neighborhood of Napali Haveo in Hawaii to take a look at Locations Hawaii's newest listing. Aloha, Bernadette. This is such a grand entrance. My goodness.
Hi, Rachel. How are you? Welcome to my listing, 1246 Kamehame Drive. Let me take you around.
All right, let's go. Whoa, look at that chandelier.
Yeah, look at the stairs and the chandelier, and the entrance is really fascinating. But the magic is really the view. Let me take you to see the view. So look at this beautiful view.
Wow, look at this.
An amazing sunset.
And you can see it all across this
You can
valley.
see Coco Head, Diamond Head, Hawaii, the canal.
Napali Haveo, Hawaiian for the Cliffs of Distinction, is located in East Oahu on the summit of Kamehame Ridge in Hawaii. This home boasts a spectacular 180-degree view of Coco Head Crater, Coco Marina, and the sparkling blue Pacific Ocean. You can even get this view from the salted heated pool and jacuzzi.
Yeah, and sunsets are amazing, and even at night, it's a gorgeous view. And wait till you see the upstairs view as well.
Let's go check it out.
This 12,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath is in excellent condition. It was beautifully designed with a custom-built grand entry, fountain, and gated driveway that can fit up to 11 cars. This gem includes a large entertainment area, a wine cooler, gas stove and grill, and hot tubs in 3 of the bathrooms. The floor-to-ceiling sliding glass panels and spacious covered lanais creates a seamless indoor-outdoor living space that showcases panoramic ocean views and year-round sunsets.
This house would be perfect for people that like to entertain and have guests and visitors all the time. Also, it's perfect for relaxation and quietness.
Thank you so much, Bernadette. I had a great time viewing this beautiful home here in Hawaii.
Thank you for coming, Rachel. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for coming to check my listing.
To learn more about this amazing home, please contact Bernadette from Locations.
Brought to you by Locations Hawaii.
I'm here at Bella Pietra to meet the new owners and to take a look at some of the exclusive designs you can't find anywhere else here in the islands.
At the end of October in 2019, Megan called me up and said, "Mom, I need to talk to you." And so we met after work, and she said that the old owner had offered her the company. And I go, "What can I do to help?" And she goes, "Quit your job, we're gonna buy the company together." When COVID first hit, we were shut down, but we would have people come in by appointment only so that we could make sure that everybody was social distancing. We could clean in between each appointment, and they had a great one-on-one experience with Megan and I, with them pick up tile. And we've been actually quite busy because people have been at home and they realize that they don't like their kitchens anymore. Or it's like, we can't go on vacation, so let's put in a swimming pool. And so we're able to help them do those projects. Our goal is to give each and every person who walks in here the boutique luxury tile experience. So we try to do like high-end tiles, and we're having a great time doing it.
I'm with Megan, who is the co-owner of Bella Pietra. And Megan, tell us, what is the must-have here in this studio and that you can't get anywhere else in Hawaii?
So I would have to say artistic tile. We are the only dealer for artistic tile in all of Hawaii. Inspiration comes from all over the world. Their owner travels to Spain and Italy every year, and certain tiles are replicated from what they pull up in old cathedrals and what's under the ground there. So it's really cool. There's a backstory to almost all of her tiles. Artistic tile does not say no to anything. Like if you can come up with an idea, they'll make it. You can make each installation super customizable. So you can say, I want orchids, but I want the orchids to be pink and the background to be gray, and they can custom make it for you. So you have a one-of-a-kind art piece that you made yourself, basically.
So the biggest piece of advice I could give is to make it something that you're comfortable with. Make it your own. Make it something that will last. Most people aren't going into remodeling their house to flip it. It's going to be your home. A lot of people will be their forever home. So make it something that you like. Don't worry about the fads. Don't worry that gray's the new color, because in 5 years gray won't be the new color. So make it something that you enjoy, that will make you feel comfortable, make you feel at home. Well, the good thing about Pietra is that we are able to gauge what they need and help them and just make it a comfortable experience. Sometimes people come in and it's like, I really like these, but do they really go together? So they just want a second opinion. And so we're able to give them that second opinion. So we try to make it as painless and as easy as possible.
Brought to you by Central Pacific Bank.
Coming up on High Now, the Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation has been providing low-cost legal assistance to protect Native Hawaiian rights. Find out what you can do to help when High Now returns.
With over 25 years of expertise, Elite VB is offering Hawaii businesses new benefit options for their employees.
I've been in the insurance business for over 25 years, started in Seattle, Bellevue, and I made a decision early in my career to focus on something called voluntary benefits. So basically, it's a way for employers to add benefits at no cost. So benefits such like disability and accident and critical illness, just helping an employer add benefits at no cost. So did that for a while, went up to Alaska and brought voluntary benefits into Alaska, and then decided to move here in January. Family live in the North Shore, and so just super excited to be Hawaii's only voluntary benefit broker. I meet with employers, unions, associations, and help to evaluate their current employee paid benefit package and make sure that they have the best benefits, as well as really great benefits communication and virtual enrollment solutions that are really needed now with COVID. Well-orchestrated and properly implemented voluntary benefit programs should be one of the most important benefit programs for your employees, because a lot of employees are living paycheck to paycheck, and medical pays the doctors in the hospitals. So the programs that I'm presenting are merely at like $5 a week, so they're much different than the programs in the past. They're less expensive, richer benefits, and there's no health questions, so they can really help employees that maybe have some health history. And again, when presented properly, 40 or 50% of the employees will participate in one or more of the programs. And really, I would say, employers of 50 lives and over, as well as unions, association, any entity that has employees that they write a paycheck for would be eligible to take a look at their voluntary benefit program. I developed a beautiful website about 4 months ago and really focused on the need for voluntary benefits. I have case studies there of accounts in Alaska that maybe had a program that maybe was lackluster, was lacking in participation, and just really revamping that program. And then the result of the employees being really happy, maybe they had a heart attack and stroke, got $30,000. So my website is chock full of a commercial and a 6-minute product video. And I also do a CE course on COVID education, because COVID's really changed the workplace and how voluntary benefits are presented. And it's really important to understand what's changed in the workplace and then what products specifically speak to those needs of the employees, not just now, but COVID's going to be around for a while. So how to implement an effective program at no cost that an employer is proud of. I make voluntary benefits fun, and I think employees like to participate in programs that are exciting and the videos are engaging, and they know how to participate, and then it's just, they really feel rewarded and happy that they work at that workplace because that employer has thought about them and offered them these programs. It's Elite, ELITE -VB.com.
Brought to you by Elite VB.
Since 1974, the Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation has offered low-cost legal assistance to protect Native Hawaiian rights. And now's your chance to support this critical mission.
For the last 47 years, the Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation has been the only nonprofit law firm dedicated exclusively to advancing the rights of Native Hawaiians. What that means is every day, every case, every service is dedicated to cultural identity, to strengthening that, to preserving natural resources that we steward and malama, and to ensuring that there is cultural legacy for future generations.
I went to the William S. Richardson School of Law, and I studied Native Hawaiian rights and environmental law, and always admired the work of Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation for preserving our access to our aina, preserving our water rights, and preserving all of the resources.
What we do in particular is service the most vulnerable in our population, so the indigent, the houseless, anyone who needs legal assistance and services. We exist to help them at no cost or low cost.
And now's your chance to offer your kokua for the NHLC as they celebrate their 47th anniversary via its first ever televised fundraiser. The one-hour program will be hosted from Iolani Palace and feature the Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation's work through the decades.
So it's super exciting. You know, we had to pivot in COVID. We normally have in-person fundraisers. We tried this out. It's a way to tell our story and share the story of both our clients and the people who've advocated and worked at the organization over the decades. It looks at the last really half a century of work that we've done, and in a really celebratory way, a reminder to the entire state that Native Hawaiian rights and protection of the Native Hawaiian community and the culture we all really appreciate is a benefit for everyone. It's the thing that makes Hawaii unique.
Well, I really want people to see the good work that Native Hawaiian Legal Corp has done in our community. And there's a lot of things that we as Native Hawaiians would not have without the work of Native Hawaiian Legal Corp. So to bring awareness to the work that they do and to continue the mission of this organization is so important.
Expect a real treat from Keali'i Raichel, who is a board member. We have two honorees, Melody Kapili Aloha Mackenzie and Kua Aina Ulu Awamo, pivotal, vital community advocates who steward resources, who train up next generation attorneys.
We're also very honored and privileged to be partnered with the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, and they will be doing a donation match up to $20,000, dollar for dollar. So every dollar you donate to Native Hawaiian Legal Corp, CNHA will match that.
It'll be aired on August 29th, the 30th, and then September 4th.
Brought to you by the Native Hawaiian Legal Corporation.
Coming up on High Now, we'll be talking basic orchid care with my friend Katie from City Mill. Find out what you need to do to keep them blooming after the break.
Hey, Aloha Gang, we are on the Valley Isle. We are in Maui, and we're talking with Auntie Hano here about how the pandemic affected all of the lei makers that we love here in Hawaii. Auntie, how long you been at the Marriott?
Since 1996, but I didn't start well, I was making leis already, but I started working there after a while, after a couple of years.
You making the lei at Marriott, how was that affected with the pandemic?
Pandemic, they sent us all home. No lei making, no hotel.
The hotel closed?
Hotel closed. We went home and we never went back for a year and a half.
What was that like when they told you the Marriott was going to close for a little bit?
Disappointing. I thought it was only for a little while, hello, but it was a long time.
Longer than everybody expected, yeah.
Yeah.
And then as a lei maker, as someone who goes there all the time, you do a lot of business over there, how did that affect you?
Nobody bought anything because you don't show anything. You don't go around showing anything, and you can't go out.
How was it before the pandemic? What was a normal day like for you at the
Normal day, you meet people, and that is very important. And I still keep in touch with some of the people that I met at the hotel.
Yeah?
Once they learn why you give a lei, then they want a lei. Because I've been there for so long, I knew everybody. So when they wanted lei that they didn't want to pay for, Auntie, you came with me one day. I said, yeah, bring me the flower. I feel good because I get friends. And some of them, I have one that comes back every year. She's for the last 20 years. You make friends that last you a long time.
How long you been making lei for?
I started when I was young because I started dancing when I was 4. My mother was making feather lace first. She started with Kyokea. 12 years old, I started making a kulikuli lace.
You've been making lace for how many years?
70 years.
70 years.
You make your roses out of whatever you can find, so it doesn't cost you much. This one is made out of the haldekoa, and you need to make the blue one, you're going to need at least 100 pounds or more. The visitors love lace. They want to learn how, if they have the time. So they go to the hotel, they learn hula, they learn ukulele, but there are people that want to learn.
Auntie, why do you think it's important for visitors to come back to Hawaii?
So we can make a living. No people, no money.
Are you back at the Marriott?
I'm back at the Marriott every Tuesday. Once a day is enough now. They can find me Tuesday from 8 in the morning till 1:32 maybe, side lobby, Marriott Wailea Resort.
What do you tell people why we make lace over here?
Why we make lace is to give love. You give them something. They love that.
I don't know about you guys, but this last year I've been doing a lot of at-home projects. One, gardening. So I'm here at City Mill, Hawaii, and I'm gonna talk to Katie Hockmeister about orchids and how we're gonna grow them.
The plant community has really taken off since the pandemic. And
I believe that.
Orchid is part of that too. Orchids are epiphytic in nature, so that means that they grow off of trees. So when you see an orchid in a pot, you'll see that the roots are usually kind of coming out of the pot, and you might think, if you don't know orchids, like, oh, that thing needs to be repotted right away. Actually, it doesn't. They prefer to grow this way. Repotting, generally, if you're growing inside your house, every like 1 to 2 years, you can probably get away with before you repot your orchid. They don't really like to be messed with very much. It's more of like a set it and forget it type of plant.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
For me.
City Mill carries these, they're orchid pots. So you see the little pukas on the side. That's actually so that the roots can get better airflow, because that's what they prefer. So when you do repot, you can use an orchid mix. So I have a mix here. It has more soil in it. So if you have orchids that prefer a little bit more of like a more moisture retention, you can use that one. Or like your dendrobiums are going to prefer your orchid bark. Watering, it will depend a little bit on the conditions you're growing the plant in, but orchids don't like to have a wet root system, so they prefer water, but then they want to dry out really fast. If you have your orchids inside, you might be able to get away with watering once per week. If you have them in an area with higher airflow, then maybe every 2 to 3 days.
Good, this sounds like a plant for me because I tend to not take care of mine that much, or I forget it. So like you said, set it, forget it, water it, forget it. Right on. Thank you so much, Katie. We're gonna have everything up on HiNowDaily.com.
Brought to you by City Mill.
Coming up, find out how Adventist Health Castle is using modern technology in minimally invasive surgical procedures. After the break. At Adventist Health Castle, they're using modern technology in minimally invasive surgical procedures.
The Da Vinci Xi system is Intuitive's 4th generation robotic-assisted surgery system. And what it really entails is trying to advance laparoscopic surgery with modern technology. Nobody else is doing the operation besides the surgeon, but it's using computer processing and modern technology to change laparoscopic surgery. Traditional laparoscopic camera for generations has been limited by the fact that a person has to move and carry it. And so it's really been designed around lightness, around maneuverability, and the ability to not fatigue the operator. With the robotic arms operating and moving the camera, weight really has become less of an issue. And so the Da Vinci Xi camera is actually 2 cameras in one. Xi camera is also a 10-time zoom camera. And so same thing as using magnifying glasses or whatnot. It allows you to get a much more defined, precise, and 3-dimensional image of what you're operating on. You can use the Xi system on most areas of the chest and the belly. About 90–95% of the hernia repairs that I do, I use robotic assistance on. I think it's a phenomenal advance for colorectal surgery, for stomach operations and stomach resections, and as well for complex liver and pancreas surgery. What robotic assisted or other minimally invasive surgical technologies do is they make that operation much more about the recovery from the operation rather than the access to get there. Traditional open surgery, you're cutting through a larger area of tissue just to get to what you need to operate. sometimes cutting through a lot of muscle, larger retractors really pulling up on ribs or on other tissues. And so much of that recovery is based on the incision just to get there. And so with the minimally invasive surgical approaches, the access to get there, the access to get to where we're operating is much less. One of the bigger myths about robotic-assisted surgery, people don't want a robot operating on them. They're not. If I'm the surgeon, I'm the one who's doing the operating, nobody else. I have to admit that when I started and got trained in robotic-assisted surgery, I felt that I was a pretty skilled laparoscopic, pretty skilled minimally invasive surgeon. I didn't need the robot. The more I experienced it, the more I experienced increased perception, the increased vision, the increased precision of that system, I now use it on a vast majority of all of my intra-abdominal cases. You can always visit adventisthealthcastle.org/surgery.
Brought to you by Adventist Health Castle.
Imagine living out your retirement years with all of your childhood friends. Well, that's the case of 3 women who moved into 15 Craigside and are living it up like it's their sorority years.
How likely is it that 3 little girls born the same year, going through intermediate, high school, and the university together, how likely is it that you meet up again in retirement?
Roberta and I lived on the same street, so our relationship has been for 70 years. I've known Sharon for like 60 years, so we've been together for a long time. We generally liked each other. You know, we always got along when we first got together in college.
We got back together, pledged the same sorority, and continued our friendship, you know, after graduation, marriages and children, careers, and we kept in contact. And the spouses got along.
And the spouses got along.
We lived right down the street, and we didn't want to move out of the neighborhood because it was such a convenient place. And we came and we saw and we loved it. We invited them here for Christmas dinner once, and I guess with the intention of hoping that somebody would want to move in. And so then Sharon moved, and then we thought, okay, now we need to work on Carol.
This is the only place I would consider, and it's because they're here. I need their friendship. I love their friendship, so there was no question about it. And thank goodness I got in.
That was the main thing, that they were already here. It was like walking into California Hotel. So I felt very comfortable. We are independent. We, you know, can come and go as we please. All the amenities, you have to come when you're young enough to enjoy the amenities.
You know, now that we have so much time, we don't have to cook, we don't have to clean. We can really get into some good trouble together, which would be nice. We do all kinds of things. Exercise. We go on these little excursions. It's just the most wonderful thing. We're only an elevator ride away from each other.
I told them I might be knocking on their door often, and they might say, who told Carol to move in here?
It's not a place where you're getting old together. We're getting better together. You know, and to meet up again here is really the cherry on the cake. It's just really a wonderful thing to come full circle.
Brought to you by Arcadia Family of Companies.
Hey guys, in the last year, so much has changed. The way we live, the way we work, and the way we play. And it goes the same for our pets too. Luckily, there's a spot that's bringing back some fun. This is Kama'aina Canine Adventures.
Kohana Canine Adventures is 2.5 acres for dogs to play in a safe environment. Me and my husband created it for our own dogs because there wasn't something like it on the island. We basically split the park into 6 different themed parks for the dogs. We socialize them in a safe environment, completely enclosed. We have friendly professional staff. We temperament test the dogs, and we basically place them in groups where they're safe and they can be social. We have not so active dogs, and then we have the really big active dogs playing together as well. 30 to 40 dogs come every day. Owners come drop their dogs off, And then we bring the dogs out into their assigned yards. Basically keep a list of all the dogs that have been together and have played together, so we know which dogs play good. We create groups for the day, and then they go out into their designated groups. They do take a nap, and then the owners pick up at the end of the day. This is one of our most famous yards. This is Menehune Meadows. We have a lot of our smaller dogs come and play in this one. We have play equipment, baby pools, and some shade for them.
Who comes up with the name?
I did.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Menehune Meadows.
Yes.
So who do we have in there right now?
We have a few Hachi and then 2 of his friends. Play very well together, as you can see. So this yard is called Kalohi Kids. This is our little puppy play yard. Typically we have more of our puppies in here. We have surfboards. I wanted to do a really fun take on kids and like an island theme, so a lot of colors for the dogs. Pools. I wanted to be fun, you know, for the dogs and to look fun. We have Tasha. She's our senior dog. Miss Tasha. Yeah.
Hi, Tasha.
And she's with the littles.
She's scoping us out.
Yeah. This is our biggest yard. This is called Jammin' Jungle. It's about 1 acre, and this is where we have a lot of our birthday parties. People can rent out.
Cool.
So it's completely enclosed and just set off for that party. We also use this as a play yard for the dogs. We have our largest pools down here. We have beds for them and lots of shade for them. Every day we send out a woof report, which is basically a progress report, who they play with, what yard they play with, if they've eaten, if they're grumpy, if they're tired. So just a progress report, how they're doing, where they're playing with, the weather, and which yard they've been playing in. So if you're interested in coming to Kama'aina Canine, please register on our website, kama'ainacanine.com, under Book Your Adventure. Get the registration, confirm it, and then verify all the information is right, excluding the vaccinations. Also have Facebook and Instagram, Kama'aina Canine Adventures, and then Instagram is Kama'aina Canine.
Brought to you by Cutter Chevrolet.
They do such a great job out there. And don't forget, gang, you can catch any of our segments on HiNowDaily.com.
Don't forget to check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's right, it's all at Hi Now Daily. And next week, it's Labor Day weekend, so we're actually going to be showing you how Kraft Heinz is making cooking for all the keiki super easy. Check it out.
Yeah, we're also going to head out to Eva with the newest tea presso, and they named a drink after me.
Rachel got her own drink, but we're going to enjoy this drink up until then. Cheers, gang, and have a great weekend.
Cheers.
Aloha.